You're listening to the Clara Monroe Series, a long-form psychological crime story told in installments. Each book stands alone, but nothing stands alone for long. This is Book 1, Echoes of the Past, Chapter 7, The Second Row. Clara does not sleep. She lies on her back and reconstructs a hallway she hasn't walked in 20 years. Lockers the color of diluted green. Fluorescent lights that hummed faintly even when no one spoke. The yearbook photo. Third row, second from the left. An empty rectangle beside her. She closes her eyes and forces the image to rebuild without the cut. There was a shoulder there. Male. Slightly taller. Not smiling fully. She sits up. The posture hits her first. Not the face. The way he stood. Weight slightly back on his heels. Head tilted just enough to appear disengaged, watching without seeming to. Her pulse tightens. She knows that posture. At 6:12 a.m., she is in the precinct parking lot with coffee she does not drink. Halpern pulls in beside her. "You're early," he says. "So are you." He studies her face. "You remember something," he says. "Yes." "Who?" She looks toward the building instead of answering. "Let's start with the yearbook roster," she says. Records pulls archived enrollment files by mid-morning. Clara sits with a printed class list in front of her. Names in alphabetical order. She runs her finger down the page. Monroe, Clara. Below it, Monroe, Caleb. Her throat tightens once. Caleb Monroe, 2 years older. Transferred out senior year. Official record states, withdrew mid-semester. Reason, family relocation. Clara stares at the word relocation. It is not the word she remembers. Halpern watches her. "That's your brother," he says quietly. "Yes." His voice stays level. "You told me you had a brother." "I do." "Do?" She doesn't respond to that. Halpern nods toward the paper. "You said he left." "He did." "Relocation?" "No." She meets his eyes now. "He left," she repeats. Halpern exhales slowly. "Clara." She turns the page. Yearbook staff photos, sports teams, clubs. There he is. Caleb Monroe, second row. Beside her. Face intact in the archived scan. The cut in her copy had removed him cleanly. He stands with that same partial smile. Head slightly tilted. Watching the camera like it's something to be studied rather than feared. Clara's hands remain steady. But something inside her shifts. "You didn't remember him standing next to you," Halpern says carefully. "I remembered," she says. But the word feels thin. She remembered a brother. She did not remember the posture, the angle, the stillness. And she did not remember that he had once stood that close. Digital calls them in. They've enhanced the jawline further. Facial mapping now runs against state databases. No immediate hit. But Clara doesn't look at the screen. She's looking at the yearbook scan instead. At Caleb's face at 17. She studies the spacing of the eyes, the curve of the mouth. Then she glances at the enhanced still from the murder footage. The hooded man's jaw, the softness at rest, the head tilt. Halpern notices. "You think—" He stops himself. Clara keeps her voice even. "I think someone wants me to think that," she says. "That's not what I asked." She turns to him. "If I thought that was my brother," she says calmly, "I would not be standing here." Halpern searches her face. "You sure about that?" "Yes." The certainty is immediate. Too immediate. Evelyn's recovered phone yields more once dried and decrypted. Deleted photos folder. Recovered. Clara scrolls through thumbnails. Family dinners. Students' essays. A picture of the crystal bowl in a cabinet. Then, a photo of a photograph. The same sibling photo from Evelyn's study wall. But zoomed in. specifically on her brother's face. Underneath the image, a note typed into the phone. He looks different every time. Clara's breath stays measured. Halpern reads over her shoulder. That's not normal, he says. No, Clara agrees. Another recovered message thread appears. Unknown number, earlier than the others. 1 month ago, unknown. Look again. Evelyn, stop contacting me. Unknown. He survived longer than you remember. Clara freezes. Halpern notices. What does that mean? He asks. Clara doesn't answer, because memory rearranges itself without permission. Caleb leaving. Suitcase by the door. Their mother crying in the kitchen. Her father not speaking. Caleb's hand on the frame of her bedroom door. Head tilted. You'll be fine, he had said. Not angry, not bitter, just certain. She remembers that. But something else tries to surface. Something later. A phone call, a hospital hallway, a word like accident. She pushes it down. By afternoon, they locate the security company that installed the ward system years ago. 2 original employees still work there. One of them had serviced the home 3 months ago. Name, Eric Halden. Age, 32. Clean record, former electrical apprentice. Halpern lays the file on Clara's desk. Worth a look, he says. Clara studies the ID photo. Eric Halden. Brown hair, neutral expression, head slightly tilted. Her chest tightens. Bring him in, she says. The interview room is quiet. Eric Halden sits across from Clara. He looks exactly like his ID photo. Unremarkable. Steady. Mr. Halden, Clara begins, you serviced the ward security system in June. Yes, he says easily. Routine maintenance? Yes. You had full access to the network? Yes. You install any additional devices? No. His voice doesn't waver. Clara watches his hands. Calm, still. Were you in their study? She asks. Yes. Why? Signal interference, he says. Detector was glitching. Clara nods once. You replaced the smoke detector? No, just reset it. Halpern leans forward. You sure about that? Eric's expression remains neutral. Yes. Clara studies his jawline, the nose, the spacing of the eyes. Close, but not exact. You ever go back after June? She asks. No. Ever contact Evelyn Ward outside of service calls? No. Clara leans back. You know a Caleb Monroe? She asks. Halpern shoots her a look. Eric blinks once. No. The blink is slow, measured. Clara holds his gaze. He holds it back, not aggressive, just steady. The same way the hooded man studied the scene after the cut. You're free to go for now, she says. Halpern waits until Eric exits. You want to tell me why you just asked that? He says. No. Clara. She stands. He's not him, she says. You don't know that. Yes, she says quietly. I do. That evening, Clara returns home again. She does not check the locks this time. She walks directly to the shelf. The gap remains. Her phone buzzes. She doesn't pick it up immediately. She waits until the third vibration. Unknown number, new. She opens it. An image loads. The yearbook again. But this time, the missing rectangle has been replaced. Caleb's face restored, only altered. His eyes have been darkened, deepened, almost hollow. Beneath it, he waited. Clara stares at the words, then types, "For what?" The response comes quickly. "For you to notice." Her pulse remains steady. She sets the phone down, walks to the bathroom, turns on the light, looks at herself in the mirror. Her face is composed, pale, unremarkable. She tilts her head slightly. just enough. The angle shifts her expression, makes her look distant, observing. She straightens. The movement feels deliberate, practiced. Control was not something she felt. It was something she maintained. She turns the bathroom light off. The apartment falls quiet again. In the dark, she sees the yearbook page in her mind. Second row. Caleb beside her, head tilted, watching. And for the first time, she allows the thought she has resisted to settle fully. If he survived longer than she remembers, then something about the story she was told is wrong. And if the story is wrong, then someone has been rewriting her memory for years. Clara stands in the dark and listens to her own breathing, even, measured. She will not chase. She will not scramble. But beneath the control, something has begun to fracture. Not outwardly, not yet. But inside, the question grows sharper. Not who is the hooded man, not who killed Evelyn, but what happened to Caleb Monroe after he left her bedroom door? You've just listened to Chapter 7 of Echoes of the Past. The investigation continues in Chapter 8. I'll see you there.